we teach everybody, get your product out there as fast as possible. That's the only way to know if it'll sell. And you've done that. But then you go to the content part, and content marketing feels like, well, if I just record a lot of content and I focus really hard on what the actual podcast covers, and I look at the format, look at the flow, then, that'll be enough. But that's not really, that's the creation of your content, but it's not a strategy. We got to change that question to, okay, wait a minute. How do we get people to listen to this thing we've created? Like, that's the only thing that really matters. Like my podcast, like literally, like, I don't know if you're watching this on the YouTube video, I'm showing Tina, this is the plan for our podcast today. It is a piece of paper that I randomly wrote on before we started, right? And I created a little outline that I always could take people through. And that's it. Like, I don't put too much thought into the actual podcast itself, because podcasting is conversational, right? We're going to have Absolutely. This. So you're making great content. I know you're a person of excellence. Like, you're going to make great content, but you have to get people to listen to it. That's the main thing. So there's a couple ways you guys can probably do that right now. Like, one is a big one for us is guesting. It's not enough to just say, I'm going to record 12 episodes and launch them. You need to get in front of other people's audiences somehow. Right now, that can be networking with people that have podcasts. That can be reaching out to other podcasts, like I would look up like women in a business, right? Like, look up podcasts, write down the top 100 of those, and have one of your VAs reach out with a form letter that says, hey, I'm Tina. I'd love to maybe I invite them on your podcast first, right, to tell their story, and then ask them if you can be on theirs like later in return. Right. That's a good strategy. Right. So imagine if you went. Strategy. Yeah. Imagine if you went on 50 podcasts next year. That's one a week.
I will share with you, Shane, because I am your student, and in your membership, you do such a great job. I've had people from Proverbs 31 Women.
Hello.
I have literally had 27. I think I have 27 episodes so far. Some I'm doing a Bible study, but all of the women, like I had women leadership, the CEO of that.
These are people coming on your show?
They're coming on my show. Every single person that I've had on my show, just about. One is the number one Christian TV program in Canada. And so you've been Dream
100ing is what you've been doing. You've heard me talk about
I listened. You're a good teacher. So I listened to what you taught. And a lot of them, honestly, I already knew. Like one of them, Dr. Julie Slattery, she has a big ministry, well known all over the world. I spoke at her conferences before. So she had spoken at mine. I'd spoken at hers.
There's nothing wrong with you put in the work ahead of time.
I just started randomly emailing people and had, my VA as well do that for me.
And they said yes, right?
They said yes. And now I got on theirs. So
let's do this. Let's be even more strategic. You have a podcast. So as you're looking through people, don't just go after, like I learned this the hard way. You don't just go after people that have an audience, or like for example, let's say someone sold 1 million books. Well, okay, that's not going to help you unless they feature you in their next book, right? Like you want more people to listen to your podcast first. So really look and say, do these people have a podcast? That's how you strategically dial this in now. Like look for people to relationship with that have podcasts. And a mentor of mine, his name is Aaron Walker. He always says, because people are like, oh, I'm just reaching out so they'll help me. No, you're not. You're reaching out first to help them. Second, you're trying to build enough reciprocity where some of them will ask you, right? You're not going to force yourself onto their show. You're being intentional with great intentions. That's who's successful. People who are intentional with great intentions. It's definitely mutual benefit is what you're looking for. How can you help them, right? But like try to dial in your guesting opportunities to the ones that actually have a podcast. Now, if you had a YouTube channel, I would say look for people with a YouTube channel. If you were a blogger, and I would say feature people who have blogs, because then you can kind of trade the content each of your audiences likes.